A lot of PSVR titles have been making their way over to the PSVR. Developers have shown that these great PSVR games don't need expensive hardware to run, and one of these games, The Mage's Tale, developed by InXile Entertainment, has finally made its way over to PSVR. After hearing great reviews for the PSVR version, I was pretty excited to check it out. So, is The Mage's Tale any good? The Mage's Tale is a virtual reality adventure game that has you going through various dungeons to find your kidnapped master. But on the way, you'll have to fight tons of enemies and solve various puzzles. The game also has a horde mode, which is a nice addition. But the real exciting part is that you'll be using magic to solve the puzzles and to fight enemies. There are tons of different spells and combinations you can craft by unlocking items. You can access the crafting station by holding your hand above your head. You'll then be teleported to a small hub that lets you teleport to new areas and use the crafting station. You can access your spells by pressing a button on the Move controller. This will then open a menu where you can select one of your spells. These include Fireballs, Lightning, and Ice Javelin, and more that I don't want to spoil. The puzzles in this game are well done and unique. No two puzzles are the same, and some of them are fairly difficult. Some of the puzzles are optional, but most are required. The optional ones were mostly for health potions and crafting items. I was able to solve most of the puzzles, but occasionally I had to look one up. The combat in this game is amazing. The game allows free locomotion and smooth turning, and when combined with the variety of enemies and unique spells, it makes for a great combat system. You also have shields that can be pulled out at any time for each hand, and when you combine both shields, they turn into a bigger shield. There are also boss battles in the game, which are really fun. I have no complaints about the combat aspect of this game, and it makes for some of the best moments I've had on PSVR. Speaking of free locomotion and smooth turning, the game gives you a lot of options. There's teleportation, locomotion, a reticle, smooth turning, click turning, subtitles, rumble, language selection, and you can even change the speed of the turning. These options are great for VR, and they did a really good job with this. There's also a leveling system. You gain XP by fighting enemies, and each time you level up, you get to choose a permanent upgrade. These include health upgrades, reduced recharge time for spells, and more. But the transition from PC to PSVR wasn't flawless. I did run into two issues. The first issue I ran into was early on in the game. I had just started moving, and I decided to go back to the menu to change some settings. But when I came back to the game, I was stuck in the ground and couldn't escape. So I tried exiting the game, then coming back, but that didn't work. So I then tried to go back to the previous checkpoint, but it put me in the same exact spot. So I had to delete my file and start over. Luckily I had only just started, but if that were to happen later in the game, it would be terrible. The second issue was that the game crashed in the middle of a puzzle. But those are the only issues I've come across so far. So overall, The Mage's Tale is amazing. It has amazing combat, puzzles, and environments. You can immediately tell that this is a high quality VR game that the developers spent a lot of time making. And even though I came across those two issues, I highly recommend this game.